I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me. They love me cause they know that I'm an asshole. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is.
The NHL and the NHLPA present
Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98 came out on December 3rd, 1997, and later that month on PlayStation 1. The one I played was the first game, simply titled Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, a year prior. This was one of the first full 3D hockey games, hence the title. It was developed by the same people who made NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. As you would expect, it offered over-the-top arcade gameplay that is unapologetically unrealistic.
Oh, he really clocked him!
I was introduced to this game by my cousin, and we had a ton of fun with the two-player mode. I was especially impressed by the shift to full 3D, the wacky gameplay, and easy-to-pick-up and play controls. I was never much of a sports fan, but maybe the fact that hockey is the whitest sport ever, I might have felt a fascination with it on the genetic level. Let's first get into the gameplay. The game offers a few modes of play, arcade or simulation. The difference with simulation is that it removes all the wacky and over-the-top elements for a more grounded experience. The arcade mode is what the development team's games were known for, and in my opinion, this is the best mode of play. However, having more options after you get bored with the arcade mode is never a bad thing. You can choose to play with 3 to 5 players per team, changing the rink size, and whether or not there's penalties or fighting. There is also a career mode. The controls are simple but intuitive. You have buttons for passing, shooting, and turbo, or body checking, stealing, and turbo if you are on the defense. When you combine the turbo button with the other moves, you get a powered up version of that. This is what leads to the most entertaining moments in the game. If you body check a player with turbo, you will send him flipping and flying through the air. You can also combine turbo with the shot button and watch as the puck sends the goalie flying, or if you are lucky, the highly satisfying on-fire shot, which will cause the net to burst into flames. This was also a thing in NBA Jam and is a welcome return. Just remember, if you body check an opponent too many times, they will get salty, and that's when the fighting minigame begins.
Round 1. Fight!
This has a decent amount of depth, with multiple moves to pull off. There's nothing like uppercutting a guy using the player with the epic mustache.
Finish him! Epic mustache wins. Fatality.
Within a short 12-minute game, due to the arcadey gameplay, you end up scoring a lot of points. This gives you a lot more dopamine hits compared to a simulation game. I also appreciate the fact that they give you multiple camera angles to play the game with, featuring the classic overhead view from 16-bit hockey titles. It also has an instant replay mode, which was not common back then to have this in such detail. I spent plenty of time messing with it as a kid, replaying all the crazy body checks, zooming in on the players' goofy faces, and watching the puck smash the goalie straight through his net. The game offers a good amount of secrets, which includes fun things like giving the players super deformed heads, something first seen in the NBA Jam series. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey is definitely the most fun if you can get 2 to 4 players in on the action. This makes great use of the N64's 4 controller ports. Now on to graphics and sound. At the time, this game was highly impressive with its 3D modeling and animation, which was made using a rudimentary form of motion capture by videotaping Wayne Gretzky himself and hand animating it from there. I also quite liked how they actually got face scans of most of the players, which can end up looking quite goofy, especially Wayne's creepy frozen grin. Max Payne, anyone? The frame rate can look a little low when you have 10 players in the rink, and the graphics are of course fuzzy, which was common on the N64. However, I do like how the character models themselves look, even if they are a bit blocky. This is just sort of a nostalgic thing though. There's something about blocky 32-bit, 64-bit era graphics that is charming to me. The sound design is also great, from the entertaining announcer voice clips to the little details like the sound of the flaming puck setting the net on fire. There's also the arena music, the goal horns, and the crowd noises that are a nice touch. The only downside is there's not a lot of announcer voice clips, so you hear a lot of repeating lines, which I assume is due to the low cart storage of the N64. In conclusion, if you played this game back in the day like I did, you will have a lot of nostalgia for it. If you are a hockey simulation fan or just born after the 90s, you might not find it too impressive. I still think it's fun to play to this day due to the simplistic nature of the gameplay and the over-the-top presentation. I would definitely recommend you try it at least once. There's 3 different games in the series, including an Olympic version, but they all play quite similar, so you can't go wrong with any version. So get out on the ice, body check some Canadians, and set their nets on fire. Thanks for watching.